Hello, guys. Welcome back to Beyond the Realms, and I'm once again in the bedroom doing a late night review. This time for a new film entitled "Cruel Will" from Osirius Entertainment. They sent me an online screener of this film. It is now available on DVD, though, and Cruel Will tells the story of Paul and Lily, who have a very pleasing, satisfying life together. They are a married couple in their early 20s. And one day, Lily gets a call that her father has suddenly passed away. And, obviously, Lily's very upset about this, but she's also very torn because her father, Adrian, played by Doug Jones, he was not nice to her whatsoever. Very, very mentally abusive to her, and he just was not a good man whatsoever. So the funeral happens, and he is cremated, and Lily and Paul take the remains in an urn and keep them in their house. And it doesn't take very long until some strange things start to happen, and especially to Paul. Paul starts to see things around the house, like Lily walks around the corner and goes off to the right, and then off to the left, he sees this ghostly figure, and it walks away. And these things keep happening, they keep escalating, and as they happen, and Lily is around, he goes to talk to her about them. And she goes into these weird trances where her eyes get all dark, and just some strange stuff happens. Also they come to find out that the lid from the urn is missing. They cannot find the lid to the urn, so it's just an open urn in their house. And obviously things just continue to get worse and worse for the couple with more stuff and happening. And Paul also finds these tapes that Adrian had left behind, and he's talking just very mean, cruel things. And Paul learns that he is much worse than what they expected. He's just an evil person, and now Paul and Lily are having to deal with this evil entity. Um, you know, since Adrian's death. This movie, it was shot very well. It definitely had a really good look to it. Very competently made. I really liked the score to it. It was really catchy, really, a lot of just minimalistic piano riffs and ambient type stuff, but it really worked. I really liked it, and I love the way it was shot, like I said. But overall, it had some mildly creepy parts in it. I did think some of the things with when like Lily was in her trance and Paul was talking to her, some of that stuff was kind of cool. But there was just a lot of problems with this film. First and foremost, Paul, played by Aaron Kistner, and Lily, played by Marissa Pistone, they had no on-screen chemistry whatsoever. They were apparently supposed to have been together since their high school years, and Adrian did not approve of their relationship, but they just didn't have any chemistry, I didn't think. Nothing between them was very believable. And not only that, but their acting just wasn't very good. Aaron had his moments where he was okay, when it was like calm acting, but anytime it got to a part where, it required a lot of emotion, or, any scary or tense moments with him where he was supposed to be scared or tense, he just didn't pull them off very well. Now Lily, on the other hand, I'm sorry to say, she just was not good at all throughout the entire film. She did not put on a good performance whatsoever, and it was just downright bad most of the time. And it's a shame too, because like I said, the production value, everything about the way it was shot, it looked, it was edited, everything was very, very well put together. This was not cheaply made whatsoever. It just would have benefited so much more from stronger leads in those roles. Now, Doug Jones, he is, if you don't recognize his name, he was in Pan's Labyrinth. He was in Hellboy. He's a very well-known monster actor, and he has, been trying to get into more roles with him as himself, without makeup. He was only briefly in the beginning as the father, and then, he shows up a few parts as a ghostly figure, as a burnt, because Lily talks about having visions of him burning in hell, and so he shows up as this burnt figure when he's the ghost. He did good for the little parts he's in it, and then also Harry Lennox is in this. I remember him mostly from Matrix Revolutions, and he's done a lot of bit parts and a lot of other things. He's done a lot of things. A very familiar face. He was like a counselor, doctor to Paul in this, and he did good. He's always good though. He's always a very good actor. Just not in it a whole lot, And I'm sure it was probably just a matter of affording him, and just it just wasn't a big role regardless. But overall, Cruel Will is a decent film. It's not anything to write home about. It's not anything to really, I wouldn't say go out and just run out and buy. Rent it, maybe check it out. I mean, you can check this out online. I would probably give this film a 5 out of 10. It just would have been so much better with better actors. And it's just, there's parts where it tried to be a little creepy or scary, and overall it just didn't work. But it was interesting enough. I mean, like I said, just not anything really to write home about, So yeah, that is available right now through Osirius Entertainment. The DVD is out now, guys, so check it out. I am Jason. You've been watching Beyond the Realms, and hope you all are doing well. Have a good one. Later.